Welcome to the EOB podcast where we discuss the weekend box office and the new opening this week. I am Benno and joining me is Sen Dong. Let's begin. Hey Sen, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, another week.
I know a
So
huge week.
huge with both movies performing way beyond our expectations.
Right.
Right? I
Yep.
mean, last week, in a podcast last week, we both said that Interstellar was gonna make around 35 million,
Yeah, they're way better
and
than
that
that.
yes, and Big Hero 6, I have it at 40 million, and you had it at 55 million.
Yeah, I was right on the money with Big Hero
Y-
6.
Yeah, you were.
Except in Interstellar. Yeah, I guess they're better than we expected.
Yes. I mean, maybe it's the Christopher Nolan, name.
Brand, yeah. I guess we kind of discounted how huge his brand is now.
Right. I mean, it's
Yeah,
probably going to be end up being what, maybe number five on his list of top grossing movies.
right. And
Behind the
the
two
only
Batman movies and
yeah,
Inception.
yeah. The only thing is I wonder how it's gonna hold up though. Because of I think the budget they listed was 165 million,
Mm-hmm.
and even though this is the season where movies hold up longer and stay in theaters longer,
Right.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we can get to 165. What do you think?
I think it will
You
because,
think so?
you
Right,
say, this is a season where a movie stays in theater longer,
right,
and it is one of those, effects movies. At this time where it's going to be like drama, war movies,
right.
and this is what it has all those, and sci-fi and special effects.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah, I think it's gonna hold up.
right. I wonder how people will react to it though. Because it's one of those movies where I felt like the payoff wasn't there. Like everything pushes you towards the end, and then I feel like in the end it didn't pay off. So I wonder. I think I read the cinema score was a B plus, which is pretty average.
Yeah, but
And
it is.
the reviews, although 71%, kind of like
Mhm.
it's decent, but it's not. It's not the usual Chris. 73%, the usual Chris Nolan. Score.
Right. Well, but like I say, I think because it's released at this time, and
Mm-hmm.
and competition, there's really no sci-fi movies
Mm-hmm.
competing with it, maybe except the Hunger Games, but they're really two different movies,
Yeah,
two
that's
different
true.
genres, really. And because it has Christopher Nolan, Matthew McConaughey.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's
Uh,
probably yeah, and it's gonna be in the conversation. Once the not the not all the awards, the critics awards that's coming out next month.
I don't think this one will be up there though.
But it's gonna be nominated. You know,
I I
uh,
I
uh,
don't. I've seen it. It's
mhm.
not that kind of movie. I don't think.
We will see. I mean,
Yeah, we
because
will see.
we've seen some movies that have been nominated
Yeah.
that we
Well,
felt doesn't deserve, but yeah,
I think
like award season, I think we'll push it up a notch. We'll keep it in theaters and we'll pique people's curiosity.
I differ. I don't think the performances
Mm-hmm.
or Oscar caliber performances they're all
Mm-hmm.
solid. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
one of those when movies or kind of mix and they end up in the Oscars, they tend to be these one-person movies like
Mm-hmm.
Meryl Streep, portraying, like the Iron Lady, for
Yeah.
instance.
Is it Hatcher?
Huh?
Hatcher?
Yeah,
Margaret
yeah, yeah,
Hatcher?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, Margaret Thatcher. So it's
Oh,
one of
Thatcher.
those.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's one. Usually those movies that tend to not be very well reviewed, but are just kind of
Mm-hmm.
like these one, singular performance movies. Those
Mm-hmm.
tend to sneak into the Oscars, but I think something like this, where it's an ensemble,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it
Right.
still scores only 73%, although
Uh-huh.
73% is solid. For caliber movies, they tend to be like 80% and above.
Well, that's true, but we've seen
Yeah,
some in the
yeah, we've seen some
60s
mediocre. Yeah, not
that
many
won.
though. Yeah, not many though.
Yeah, but again, it just depends on the competition, right? I mean,
Yeah,
it,
yeah. Although I don't think this will
oh,
be high in the conversation though.
okay, you
Yeah,
think it's out? It's not gonna win
yeah,
anything,
I think
even though
it's.
it might get nominated.
I mean, maybe for effects, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it getting nominated for like any of the top categories. Not even, no
Right,
best
right.
actor, no best actress, not even
Mm-hmm.
supporting. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
maybe for special effects, but even then, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that's a long shot.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Okay. That's what
that's
Sin is
yeah,
predicting.
we'll see though. Right?
Okay,
It could
okay.
be
Oh,
worse.
oh, just to be clear, Big
Huh?
Hero 6 came in number one with
Yeah.
at 65 million, and Interstellar is second
56
at
million.
50. So combined, it did both movies did very well.
Yeah, yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Big Hero 6, I feel like it's one of those movies that will probably stay around for a while.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not only is it well reviewed, it's also, I think, are there any huge family films coming up?
Let's see. I have to look, but I would. Oh, Night at the Museum.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Although I think that's a slightly older group though. Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah,
it's
that's
still
the same.
target
Yeah,
target toward that. Let's
right,
see, and that's probably it. I
right. So I
mean,
think
this year.
right. So we'll
And
probably stay around for a while.
uh-huh.
Um, what do you think? Do you think you'll have a shot at 250, or do you think it's just gonna do 200?
For Big Hero 6.
Yeah,
Oh, I think it's gonna do well.
you think
Uh,
250,
I think it's gonna go probably.
250, 300 million
Oh, oh, you talking about domestic or global?
domestic?
Domestic. Hmm. I don't know if it can reach 300.
But you think 250 is?
250 easily, I think.
You think? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of in there. I'm kind of thinking 250, 300, 250
Yeah.
to 300 range.
Yeah, I think 250 easily, but 300 might be a bit tough unless this one is more. It's not like one of those where boys or girls or have equal interests. I think this is more like a boys movie.
Yeah, it is more of a boys movie. Yeah, even though there are two um, uh, female characters,
Right,
main
but
characters,
they
yeah.
don't figure prominently
Yeah.
in the promos, or
But the central storyline is between two brothers.
right, right, right. So I think yeah, it's gonna be another Disney hit.
Right.
Yeah, I think 300 might be pushing it. 250 easily.
Mm. What about
Yeah.
Interstellar?
Interstellar. Oh yeah, I think it'll crack 200.
You think you'll crack 200?
I think so. I
I'm
think so.
putting it at 150.
You think 50?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be very leggy. I don't think.
Oh, is it gonna be another Fury moment or Gone Girl? So where we're just like wildly off on these movies?
Could be. Yeah.
Okay, so you think it's not Interstellar doesn't have much staying power?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna have much staying power.
Okay, okay.
I was right about Gone Girl eventually overtaking Fury.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, because I mean, 30 is still, only 28% drop.
That is true, but then when you have like two big movies like pulling all the box office,
Yeah,
like one way, Um,
Hmm.
the rest of the movies, there's not much to divide between the rest. I mean, Gone Girl is still holding right number three at 6.1 million,
Yeah.
right?
I'm surprised Ouija is still, holding up decent.
Yeah,
45.
yeah. We just we laughed at it being based on a board game,
Yeah. But
but
it's like it ends up being a highly profitable horror movie.
it is which horror movies tend to be
Yeah, yeah,
because it's made for like $5 million, and then it can go on to make
this case,
anything beyond that. I mean, typically it makes about like 40 and 50s, right? But sometimes
yeah,
it can go on to 100 plus,
yeah,
depending on the movie.
yeah, in rare cases, yep,
Right, right, right. And we just so far has made 56 million worldwide.
yeah, right.
You
And
know.
yeah, so I think domestically it'll definitely reach 50 million right now.
And Hasbro is going to push for a sequel.
Yeah,
Deserve or
yeah,
not, because they are out to monetize their board games.
yeah, yep.
uh,
I,
um,
yeah, yep. So we'll probably see a Ouija 2, 3.
I don't know how it will happen, but it's just the board travels from one set of people to another. You know how sequels tend to be, right?
Yeah,
And it just calls out these strange, phantoms or whatever, what have you, and
right.
it's gonna follow this set of formula.
How about St. Vincent? 21% dropout. Only
It's
21%.
yes, 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 and then it's number five at 5.7 this weekend.
That's despite losing nearly 100 screens.
Mm-hmm,
So it is doing holding up pretty well. It looks by with its current trend, it looks like it might even hit 50 million. It's
I don't know. I mean, right now it's at I think
27.
27,
Mm-hmm.
and it's already in its how many week? Fifth week of release.
Yeah.
So 50 million, I think is tough.
Well, the thing is, it's still staying up there. It even moved up 2 spots from last week. It's number 5 this week.
Well, true, but when you talk about like small numbers, less
Yeah.
than 10 million, like any fluctuations will move it up and down quite a bit.
Right, but I mean, like this movie has been, it's like when it
Hmm.
first opened wide, it was like, what is it, like 7 million, and then 6 million, and it's still around the 6 million range. So it hasn't dropped off by too much.
Hmm. Right, right.
So it looks like it's staying up there, and it might have a chance of reaching 50 million.
Ooh, I doubt it'll reach 50 million, but
Right?
40, 45, I think. But 50, it's tough, especially like I say, it's already out a couple weeks.
Yeah. Yep.
So no, yeah, you could be optimistic, you could be right, but
Yeah.
um, a couple of other movies coming out.
Mhm.
All right,
Mhm.
and then yeah, I think yeah, and coming in number six, Nightcrawler. Um, 5.5 million for a
Mhm.
total of 19.6 million, about 20 million.
Mhm. Uh,
So it's not holding up exactly.
yeah. Yeah. The interesting thing about that is the reviews have been pretty solid. Yeah,
Hmm.
and it yeah, and it doesn't look like it's staying around. It's gonna stay around
Hmm.
that long though. I mean, it had a 50% drop off. So
Yeah, but I don't know. It's kind of like a weird movie. I mean, it's not the movie that
yeah,
I like would like to watch.
right,
I watched the promo and say, oh, okay, it's kind of weird, and there's really no compelling reason for me to watch it over the other movies. Um,
Right. It is a harder sell.
yeah, it's there's something about it. It just doesn't, you know.
But whoa, I'm surprised. 94% on the tomato meter.
Mm,
Holy cow!
yeah.
Right, I might have to catch it then on video.
Yeah. I mean,
See what the big deal is. Um, let's move on to John Wick then.
John Wick.
35 million total.
Yeah.
Well, maybe another 4 million.
Uh-huh.
And they finally list the budget on Box Office Mojo.
Oh,
They made
really?
only 20 million.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so it looks like they'll probably make a decent profit off of it.
Hmm. But again, I'm not sure if they would make a sequel. Even though you say that it's set up for
Yeah, I'm
sequel,
not. Yeah, although
but
Lionsgate, I'm not sure Lionsgate has been known to make sequels, even though I mean most of the films have been budgeted pretty low. Like John Wick in the 20 million range,
yeah.
and they make around 30 to 40 million, and they crank out sequels. And John Wick looks like he'll probably end up making 40 million.
Mm,
So I wouldn't be surprised if if I'm not surprised if we see a sequel.
uh, I mean that is true, but I mean, but considering the stuff that's going on with Lionsgate, like they're in talks with, rumored to be in talks with like Alibaba.
Well, to get sold off and stuff.
Yeah, Alibaba's. I think it's looking to get into a piece of the action.
Oh,
And I think because of the success with like some of their bigger like properties like Mockingbird, like Hunger Games, I think
yeah.
they want to put the money into like a bigger blockbusters.
Yeah, they definitely do. Although
Hmm.
there's another way you can make money too. And Lionsgate, bread and butter before their bread and butter before
Uh,
Hunger
uh-huh.
Game, all movies like this, where it's
No,
budgeted,
no, true.
you know.
No, true. I'm just saying there might be like a culture change at Lionsgate. That might make the sequels a tougher sell.
Hmm.
But we'll see. I mean, who
Yeah,
knows? I mean, could
yeah.
be
Plus,
because like
he,
Keanu Reeves is, the star of the movie, is one of the producers,
yeah,
and if he wants a sequel,
yeah.
right? I mean,
The sequel or worse, so
yeah, yeah. I mean, like he's the producer, he's the star.
yeah, so
Uh,
he might go for it,
yeah. I mean, like he could say, oh, I don't need to take any money.
Mm,
You, you
yeah,
know, uh, acting. I could take it on the back end,
right.
so to make the sequel cheaper to make, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah,
So, it's one of those things.
yeah. All right, should we move on?
Sure.
So you think sequel or no sequel, John Wick?
John Wick, no sequel.
I'll say sequel because it's Lionsgate and
Uh-huh.
they crank out sequels to any modest hit. Let's put it this way.
Okay, that was before it made a lot of money with the Hunger Games.
All right.
So
Okay. So we'll see.
it's a new Lionsgate.
Okay. All right. We'll see.
Hmm.
All right. How about Alexander and the Terrible,
Oh,
No Good, Woey Bad Day?
I don't know. It's staying around. It's
I'm,
one of those.
I'm surprised it. Personally, I'm surprised it did this well. It's like it's almost 60 million already, and
Uh-huh.
with a budget of only 28 million.
Sure.
Well, it's kind of like another one of those Steve Carell modest hits,
Mm-hmm.
and it's what's his other movie? It's like here's another one like called I think Joe or
Another movie.
it's another one of these like 50 million kind of smaller release type movies. Dan in Real Life.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, he has a lot of all these kind of like one-offs.
yeah, and they tend to do
Except the Anchorman movies.
yeah, and they tend to do decent, 50 million,
Hmm.
60 million, and they budgeted modestly.
Hmm.
You know, feel like kind of a
No, no, no. Yeah, yeah.
He
I
has a
mean,
decent track record. Let's just put it
no,
that
no.
way.
There is actually a space for movies that are made for like for like this one in the 20 million range, which
Mm.
goes on to make like 50. Right? It's
Yeah.
just that studios are in it for the home runs, right? 100 million plus.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, but although yeah, they're definitely in it for the home runs. But
Hmm.
I'm saying a movie like this, anytime you make back anytime you make a profit is a good, is a
Yes.
good move, especially when it looks like it'll double its budget. Uh, um,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's not it's one of those high reward, high risk movies. You look for those home runs, but if you miss on those home runs, you can bankrupt you.
Oh yeah, yeah. True, true,
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
But
Whereas,
yeah,
whereas,
but
whereas, I mean, like studios like Lionsgate
uh
and New Line Cinema in the old days, they stuck with a formula. I think New Line Cinema is a good example.
hmm
It started with the movies budgeted in the less than 50 million range,
hmm
and they became a profitable studio until they got Lord of the Rings, and then that became super huge, and then after that they think that every movie has to be a home run, and they start pouring $200 million into each movie, and then they had a couple misfires, and that pretty much would destroy them, and they have to be bought up by Warner Brothers
Oh
to
yeah,
survive.
I heard that they got in trouble when I think one of the heads at that time, I don't know
Mm.
who it was, but who greenlit a couple movies which didn't do very well.
Yeah, I think that's the
Uh,
thing with these. That's the thing with the concentrating on the home runs when your bread and butter is because New Line Cinema they started with horror movies, and
yeah.
they tend to be modestly budgeted, 5 million, 50 million max, and they all do decently well. And then
Hmm.
they finally hit a home run, and they're like, ooh, they get you know you know and then they're like, we need more home runs, and then they
Oh
focus
yeah,
on
no,
these home
no.
runs.
Well,
And
the thing with these home runs is that once you have one, right, you think you can replicate it again, and
yeah,
you're looking for the next
when you
big hit.
fail, yeah, and when you fail a couple of
Hmm.
times,
Hmm.
there goes your company.
Hmm. Yep.
Whereas you do these modest hits, sure, they're not home runs, but you can give. But even if you miss, you lose 5 million. But if most of these horror movies, you put in 5 million, they make 50 million, so you can make 10. So then you can have 10 other horror movies and only have one be a success, and you break even.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what happened to the company that made the Terminator movies.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Orion, right?
a Killer Code or something like that. It's
Yeah.
always
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
um, yeah.
yeah.
They have the Terminator movies, and then they I don't know what else they did, but then those movies pretty much bankrupt them.
Yeah, Cutthroat Island. I think Cutthroat Island was part of them.
Oh, okay. So yeah, yeah, Cutthroat Island.
Yeah, and yeah. So that's one of the fears with shooting for the home run instead of your bread and butter low budget movie that like these like Ouija or Annabelle
Hmm.
or even
Right,
Alexander. You know.
right, right. Well, the thing is like keep it within budget. I guess it's like don't bet on more. Like don't bet so big that you will lose the company.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, that's the idea.
yeah. And I wonder
And
if Lionsgate can keep that balance. Hey, we have our Hunger Games and we have our Divergence,
mhm.
but we also have these movies like John Wick, which is modestly budgeted but makes a decent profit.
I think I mean, so far it seems like they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
I mean, the budgets are not like wildly out of whack. Like John Wick, they could make it for like 50 or 60,
yeah,
right? But they
yeah,
didn't.
yeah,
They made it for 20. And
yeah,
even though with the Hunger Games, right?
yeah,
It's not that. Let me see. Let me look it up. For example, Catching Fire, Hunger Game Catching Fire, cost about 130 million, which is not too
yeah,
bad, you know.
yeah, yeah. For a movie that makes like 400 something
Right,
million.
right, right. I mean, and then I mean, another studio might pour in 200 million, like for like Sony with Spider-Man, right?
Yeah. I mean, hopefully they'll learn from New Line. So that hey, just because you have Lord of the Rings doesn't mean you should pour all of your money into more Lord of the Rings instead of what got you there to begin with,
Right,
which
right,
modestly budgeted
right, right,
films.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. For comparison, the first Hunger Game movie was made for 78,
Yeah.
and they know that it's gonna do well, so that's why they bump up the budget.
Right.
Instead of like pouring it, 130
Pouring
million
200 million,
into the
they
movie.
just kind of up the
Right, right.
budget to 100 million, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it seems
Yeah.
like they show restraint, and in the movies landscape.
Yeah. Which is good.
Right, and if they get the cash infusion from whatever deals they're gonna do, and I don't know, who knows? It might change their outlook a bit, but if they keep their heads, they should still do okay.
They're probably hoping Alibaba can bring them into the China market.
Yeah, that's true. But then again, like China market, you have to make the movies for Chinese, which is kind of like different from what they're doing. So yeah, it's gonna change the complexion a bit.
Yeah. I mean that. I mean, maybe they're hoping Alibaba can get them more co-productions.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And then with co-productions, they can get a bigger cut of the. Not only can they get more movies into China, they can get a bigger cut of the.
Right, right, right. For those who don't know, I mean, if you co-produce your movie in China or with a Chinese company, you get to release your movie in China,
Yeah.
and as you say, get a bigger cut.
Yeah. The
And
only
if
problem is you have to send them your script and get and have your script approved.
oh, right,
Government.
have your characters drink local products and talk how the central government will save the
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
Viva la communism.
Right, right.
Uh, okay.
Okay, so
I guess we'll just go to Book of Life.
Book of Life number 10,
Uh,
2.8.
66% drop off.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Not surprising because of Big Hero 6.
True, but we suspect that's gonna make around that much anyway. I mean, 45, 50 kind of range, 60 maybe, but
Right.
yeah.
Right. The Maze Runner looks like it's closing in at 100 million. It's at 99 so far.
Yeah, it's one of those quiet movies that's quietly sneaking.
Yeah, I think the studio's just leaving it out there so that it can get to 100 million.
Yeah, but it's still doing decent, like averaging like 1,000 per day,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Which is still decent.
yeah, yeah. And the Equalizer closing
Mm-hmm.
in at 100 million too.
Yep, yep.
Annabelle is not gonna get to 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm surprised Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is still out there.
Yeah, but you're thinking they might be on second run theaters?
Yeah, it is in second one theaters.
Yeah, yeah. So
All right.
okay,
Anything
so I guess
pops
no, I
out?
think that's it for this week's box office because like Big Hero 6 and Interstellar got a huge chunk
Mm,
of the pie, and the rest are just like below 10
mm,
million.
mm.
Yeah, and let's see. Next week is probably going to be similar. This coming weekend.
Oh yeah, yeah. What is this coming weekend? Hunger Games?
Uh, Beyond the Lights and Dumb and Dumber 2.
Oh, right, right, right.
So you're gonna expect the two movies like Hero 6 and Interstellar to dominate again. I think
Yeah, yeah,
the rankings will remain unchanged with Big Hero 6.
yeah.
Oh my, I think it's gonna. What do you think it's gonna do? How you think it's gonna do in the second weekend?
I think Big Hero 6 will not experience a huge drop off.
Uh-huh.
I think Interstellar will probably experience a 50% drop off.
Hmm.
Um,
The actuals actually came out.
hmm?
So Interstellar actually made 47 instead of 50.
Oh, yeah,
So someone overreported.
yeah. So yeah, they, yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
So yeah, for
how do
me,
you
I
think
think Big
Dumb
Hero
and
6
Dumber
is.
2 will do?
Huh?
How do you think Dumb and Dumber
Come
2
again?
will do?
Oh, it's hard to say.
I mean, I feel like they
The,
made a sequel too a little bit too late.
that is true, and you know
No, Jim Carrey and
yeah, the Farrelly brothers recent movies are not good.
yeah, they haven't been doing that well, and neither has Jim
You
Carrey.
know?
You know,
Uh-huh.
he's no longer the draw that he used to be. So I think they made a sequel too late.
That's true. You know, like the last movie, like the Three Stooges,
Yeah,
made only like
not
55 million wide
worldwide, right? Because I
worldwide.
think domestic it was only around 50 million, right?
No, domestic was like 44.
It made 44 in domestic.
Domestic
Hmm.
and about 10 or 11 million overseas.
Oh, yeah. So how do you think? What number would you peg it as? Dumb and Dumber 2. 20
Dumb and Dumber
million?
2. Okay, whoa, okay, I think it's probably going to, you know, the movies still have fans, I think. So I think it's gonna make somewhere between 15 to 20.
Yeah, I'm kind of in that range
I'm
too.
giving it a wide range. 15
Yeah,
to 20.
I don't disagree with you there. I think it's around that range.
Yeah, I think it might open in a lower range of that range than the upper.
Yeah.
So I expect like Big Hero 6 to kind of hold it, and like you say, not that big of a drop. So it's
Mm.
probably gonna make you know, maybe 30s or 40s.
Yeah, yep. Mm.
And Interstellar, like you say, I think it's gonna drop to in the 20s,
Mm. Yeah, yep.
right?
Mm.
I
So
think
1, 2, and
because
then Dumb and Dumber 2, number 3 probably, right?
yeah, I think that's how it's gonna shake out.
Yeah. All right.
I think Gone Girl's gonna hold, stay number 4.
Mm. You don't think
Really?
Beyond the Lights will?
No, opening in like 1,000 some theaters.
Oh, right, not that.
So it's not gonna, you know, just by virtue of its limited screens, it's not
Mm.
gonna do that well, you know.
Mm.
So I think Gone Girl's gonna be number 4. Ouija's gonna stay at number 5.
Mm.
I think Beyond the Lights, number 6, and Saint Vincent's gonna be number 7.
Mm.
You know,
Maybe I'll do Beyond the Lights as number 4. Never
Beyond the Lights.
underestimate the black audience.
Okay, yeah, it's possible. It's
I
possible.
think it can do 10 million,
Okay,
if not a little bit more.
okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So we will come back next week
All right.
and see how it goes. Even though we didn't really put any numbers to the movies,
Yeah.
but we expect like Gone Girl's gonna do. I think around 5 or 6 still, and
Mm,
you know, same with Ouija.
Maybe not five well, Gone Girl probably yeah around 4 or 5.
Uh-huh.
Rita, I don't think we'll do 6 next week.
Okay.
Probably 3.
Oh yeah, it dropped 45% from last weekend.
Yeah.
So
Saint
yes.
Vincent. You know what? Saint Vincent might actually uh you know surpass a Gone Girl.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I think Concourse is gonna stay.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think it's gonna drop much.
Okay, I'm gonna pick Saint Vincent over Gone Girl next week.
All right, all right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be Big Hero 6, probably like you
Uh-huh.
said, maybe 35 million.
35.
Interstellar probably 21 million.
Okay.
And then Dumb and Dumber 2, let's say 15 million. And then
And you have Beyond the Light.
and beyond, let's put that as 10 million.
Uh-huh.
And then St. Vincent, let's say 5 million.
Uh-huh.
And then Gone Girl, let's say 4.5 million.
Okay.
Uh,
Pretty good numbers.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we will come back next week and see how we did.
All right. Okay.
Okay, and so this is the end of our podcast. Remember to subscribe and see you next weekend. Bye bye.
All right.